Hey there. All right, let's review adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators when we have to find the least common denominator. So remember, first thing first, numerator is the number on top, and the denominator is the number on bottom. Okay, so we have to find the number that is most in common with the two denominators that we have so that we can make them the same. Because remember, the denominators always have to be the same when we're adding or subtracting fractions. So let's start with one. Let's start with, say we have one, oops, made a mistake. Say we have 1 over 5 plus 3 over 4. So what we have to look at first is 5 and 4. What number do they have in common? The easy way to do that is to say, well, what is 5 times 4? 5 times 4 is 20. Therefore, they have to have that number in common. Sometimes they'll have a number smaller than that in common, and that's okay. So if we say here that the least common denominator in this case is 20, we have to figure out now, how do we turn 5 into 20? We turn 5 into 20 by multiplying it by 4. If we multiply the bottom number by 4, we have to also do the same thing to the top number. Anything you do to one part of the fraction, you have to do to the other. So 1 times 4 is 4, 5 times 4 is our 20. Okay, now we have to look at this fraction separately. We start here at the denominator. How do we turn 4 into 20? We do that by multiplying it by 5. So if we take and multiply 4 times 5, we also have to multiply 3 times 5. So now if we fix this, 3 times 5, that's 15. And we know 4 times 5 is 20. Now I have two common denominators, so I can add my numerators. So I have 4 plus 15, which is 19. And then 20, because it's the same, just stays there. So our answer here would be 19 over 20. Okay? So find the least common denominator, find out how we have to get that number there, and then do the same to the top number. Okay? Okay. Let's do another one. Let's say I have a subtraction one this time, and I have 3 over 10 minus 1 over 4. Remember, our first step is to find that least common denominator. So I always like to say, you can multiply them by each other, and that's going to be perfect. So you could use 40 here. But there is a number that is smaller than that that we can use. So I look at multiples of 10, okay? 10, 20, 30, 40. If I look at multiples of 4, I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So they do have 40 in common, but they also have 20 in common. And no matter which one you use, you're going to get the right answer. So I'm going to use 20. If you use 40, your fraction will look different, but it will ultimately equal the exact same thing. Okay, so how do we turn 10 to 20? We multiply it by 2. If we multiply 10 by 2, we have to multiply 3 by 2 also. So 3 times 2 is 6, 10 times 2 is 20. Okay, now we come to our second fraction. How do we turn 4 into 20? We do it by multiplying it by 5. So if we multiply 4 by 5, we also have to multiply 1 by 5. So now we have 5 over 20. Now that our denominators are the same, we can subtract our numerators. So we have 6 minus 5, which is 1 over 20, and that is our answer. All right, hope that helps. Go give some a practice, and I'll see you soon.